All right, we're going to try something a little bit differently today. I'm going to tell you about a little phrase that I heard that has been just sitting with me while I do my makeup. I love makeup. I've always loved beauty products and skincare, makeup, everything. But I actually don't wear a lot of it. I wear what I would call probably more like just natural look. I was going to say faking it, like I fake that I love makeup and wear it, but I want to share some of the tips that I have found through my TikTok time. I love it. So I have concealer, and I'm 50, and as you age, and most of my viewers know this, things change. All of a sudden, the funniest description I've heard is that like our eyelids are like ball sacks. I don't know. I mean, okay, it's true, but still. Yeah, like try putting stuff on it. It's just not as supple as it used to be. But so my trick for concealer cover up is getting a few different shades. I don't know. I'm not an influencer or technology savvy. I don't know if you can even tell that these are slightly different. These two are Cali Ray and Ilia. I think that's how you say that. And so I have a little yellow undertone. I got a darker one, and then I have more of a pinky undertone one. And so if you're anything like me, your face changes with this perimenopause. And I'm not talking about like it changes, it literally day to day changes. The color of my skin changes depending on like the night. If I slept well, like these might need a more yellow or pink undertone or a darker color. So that's why you get a few different shades, is because you can play with them. And sometimes I might want a little color correction on these beautiful darkening spots. So I'm in my bathroom right now, and I have a mirror, like the main mirror is right there. But also I want to show you guys. So I just fell in love with like the, I don't even know if you can see it. So like the hotel kind of mirror that's on like the swivel arm. And so I got it when we remodeled this bathroom. So now I'm a little professional with my no makeup look. And so I'll be looking back and forth because this is not, I literally will have to get up very close to see. So anyways, I think you guys can see the skin pigmentations, right? So sometimes I need a color that will hide that, but I need something a different color. So if you're a no makeup girl, one of my tips is multi concealers. So today I'm definitely feeling like I want to use this Cali Ray. It's got a little more pink undertone. I'm going to use it. So, but this is all, there's more tips coming. Don't think that that was like the only concealer tip I've got. Like I told you, I'm loving it. I only do a little bit of makeup, but I'm doing it. So I'm actually going to do it over here because I can see better. Like I said, I should do it here so I can show you. Okay, I can't do it right there. You're going to have to pay attention this way. So most people go like this. I'll show you on one eye the way we used to do it, right? Is you would do that, or you would do like dots, right? Some people now will do just the center and a little bit out here, right? Okay, no, we've learned a new way, ladies. Now, on this eye, I'll show you the way to do it, and we'll see. I'll follow through. This is my first influencer video. Okay, so you're actually gonna go underneath where there's where we actually want the product. We're going right on that cheekbone, right there. I'll even use about the same amount so that you can see that it's that. So you just go right underneath where it is. We'll get to the sides and we'll get to the sides, the inner and the outer corners in a second. Okay, so you can see the different placement, right? Okay, so now most people would do again, I'm sorry, I'll have to work on my, so then they would just blend it, whether it's with whatever, right? Whether it's with, I actually like this brush, which is like eyeshadow brush. I like this one, or I really like this one, which is a little flatter, a little denser. All right, but this, I'm actually not trying to fake this. This is how I used to do this eye, right? Get it all in there and be like, all right, I'm not running any runways, so I don't need to worry about, you know, sometimes you get that raccoon eye. So that's that. Who knows? Maybe I pat so much that I take it all away, but I actually think you can still see it. It's sort of a little like, to me, it looks like fake, right? It almost like you could still see the blue underneath. I might had a pretty bad sleep night, so that could be affecting this outcome. But my brain is like all over the place with my 20-year-old. So I don't know if there's enough cover up in the world for this, but all right. So this side, what you do is you start blending it and then you take it up. I don't know. I'm hoping you can see this. So you're blending and you're taking it up. You know what I love is like when, I might have done too much product, but again, it's really hard in the phone. I almost think we should learn how to do it in the phone. I don't know. But to me, maybe you can't tell the difference, and I feel like there's some shadow, but to me, you can definitely see that this is softer, and it almost helps it to look less hollow, if that makes sense, right? Like I feel like starting here accentuates it, but when we put it here, most of the product is being thinned up to the eye, right? And then, can you tell the difference? All right, so this bleeds very nicely into, I'm gonna finish the whole makeup, very nice into the phrase that's been like bouncing around my head. And that phrase is, people can only read, I can't do that over there. People can only read what you write for them. Let that sit there for a second. People can only read what you write for them. So a lot of times we feel misunderstood, or that's not what I meant, right? And it's not our responsibility to make sure that the person's understanding us correctly, right? But it is our responsibility that we are expressing ourselves correctly. So people can only read what I write for them, right? So it lends itself to saying, right? Like, so if my intention is to come across concerning or wanting to help, but what's coming across to them is that I'm being demeaning, or that I'm being manipulative or controlling of the situation, right? Oddly, this is not about the 20-year-old, though you would think it was, but it's not. So the responsibility lies in how I'm presenting myself, right? For me, they are their own reader, right? So they're responsible for the way that it is being taken in. But I need to know that before I present information, before I communicate information, whether it's written or oral or body language, right? I need to know that I'm presenting myself the way I want it to be. I'm presenting myself. I am in alignment with what I'm trying to say. How many times do we say something and it's that kind of, it's misread, but we've really laid those undertones and it was read clearly, right? Because we weren't in a place where we gathered up and said, I know how I'm going to present myself, what I want to say, and how I want it to land prior to doing that, right? We didn't get clear on our intention. So those underlying emotions, those underlying fears, resentments, worries, stresses, those came through because we weren't clear. So it's on us to get clear on how we want to say something, right? This is about my son, is he said, it's been really annoying talking to you because you pause a lot. And I was like, oh, well, I kind of thought it was probably more annoying before I paused for me, because I often ended up saying things that I didn't fully think out, or saying things that weren't representative of me. And now keep in mind, he has ADHD. So I think, just like me, if you're like me, you're watching this video at 2 times speed right now, and you need people to talk fast. So he needs that. But I said, it's my responsibility to say things with intention and alignment. And if that requires me to pause and you have to wait a little bit, I think it's better in the long run. And so sometimes, like, he brought that to my attention, and I was like, gosh, it's kind of cool. Like, I'm really practicing the pause. I'm being contemplative. And even if that's annoying to other people. And so he brought that to my attention, and I've started paying more attention. It's like this, almost these like multi-level parts of me paying attention, because I am literally pausing to make sure that I'm clearly saying what I want to say, and being aware of how its intention of landing, right? That's another, there's a tangent coming here. I can't stand it when people write like say anality at the end of a word, like the intentionality of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, but that's just something that I'm working on. I don't know why it annoys me. I'm gonna dig deeper at it though. But for lack of a better word, the intentionality behind what I'm trying to say, right? And I've noticed in past teachings and tangents and times on the learning circle that I will get very contemplative and I'll stop and go, okay, how do I want to say this? How do I want this to land? How do I want people to receive it? What's my intention, right? It saved me from having to say sorry so many times, because for me, it would be saying something and going, oh, I'm sorry, that's not exactly how I meant it. Or knowing that I said it with an edge, or like an inflection in my voice of, like, are you sure you want to do that? Instead of, wow, like, have we thought, like, that's not a good example of it, but still, like, when I used to say things, it would come across really knee-jerk reaction, if that makes sense. So even though it's annoying to people in my life, and perhaps watching my videos, me pausing, it brings up something in you, that's okay. But for me, I'm living in alignment and knowing what I'm saying, knowing that people are reading what I'm writing, right? People are seeing what I'm putting out there. And again, there is a whole element of how, what state they're in and how they're receiving information, but that's not my responsibility at all. My responsibility lies with me, and so I just think it's really cool. It's almost like this makeup. So I have this illy stuff here too. So I'm going to finish my makeup. More tips here is that they say don't put it on your skin and then the brush. You either put it directly on the brush like this, or you put it on your skin to warm it up. That was the other thing. We should do a hair one, you guys, because I learned so much about hair and products, right? You wouldn't know it, but I did. I haven't done my hair yet. All right. I'm not sure I can really talk and do this. I'm not sure I'm writing what I really want you guys to be reading right now. All right. So I'll finish my makeup on my own time. Thank you for listening. My main message today is pause. Be clear and intentional with what you are presenting, whatever form of communication it is, whether it's verbal, nonverbal, right? Be clear and be sure it's in alignment with who you want to be, that identity that you want to embody. Everything we say, everything we do is a reflection of who we are, whether we like it or not, right? We are visual people. How I present, what I'm saying is what's being taken in. Be very clear with what you are writing, because that's only what people can read.